Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look here at Avalanche. Going to jump into the backend data, kind of see what's going on. Kind of get started with that, just to get some clarity on liquidation, see what's up. If you're new to the channel though, thanks again for watching. Hope you can learn something here today. Obviously, you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is a site linked down below. We've got a ton of signals here coming out. If you take a look at Avalanche, there's quite a few of those too. What, Bell, 130, Vet, VChain, Crow, Cartesi, OGN, Atom, XVG, Bell. So these are all long positions, by the way. So we're considering, obviously we need to reconsider here, is a short position viable? Well, my trading bot, my automated trading bot thinks it is, because look at this here. We've scalped in 7 hours, 13% from Solana, 12% Matic, XRP 13, another Matic, Litecoin 13, and ETH 6. So those are all scalps to the downside. So my trading bot is effectively shifted gears from long to short, okay? Not saying we have to necessarily continue that too much further, but we could be on an ABC pattern where the price action is going to pull back down to effectively be able to complete, a lower low, lower high, and a lower low. Okay, so hypothetically, one of these is what we could see, just potentially throwing it out there. Okay, again, we got a lot of ways to go, but just want to clarify that's a possibility because on AVAX here specifically, we are seeing a fifth. This is basically the number 5 we're at right now, the top of this current wave, and there's a great chance we might see ABC, especially if Bitcoin starts to pull back. All right, so just to quickly note here, we got 34.5 and 31 for the concentration roughly of liquidation. Looks like the most recent longs here might just get liquidated. It would make more sense for the price action to sweep lower down to 30 before it comes back up again. And again, that's where the ABC things comes into play, because then once they sweep the longs, then they'll come back up to sweep the recent shorts, and it just keeps going on and on and on. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to look out for. Let's go ahead and talk about the daily first, because it is really close to the candlestick close here for today. And we did close, today is number 9 on TD sequential, or I'm sorry, 9+1. So we're at 10 days of 1 day overtime, 10 days continuation, okay? So it really does imply that a pullback would make sense, okay? So again, I don't think the sky is falling per se, but definitely something we want to be mindful of. But everything else on the daily time frame is still bullish. You just got to recognize there's not like a lot of proof here that the price is going to drop to the ground. But again, pullbacks are necessary for these uptrends. In order for this uptrend to sustain itself, we have to pull back. It's just kind of the way it goes. And in fact, I wouldn't say AVAX got super greedy, but we had this nice little ascending channel that it broke out, and it would make sense for it to retest that channel line. So a lot of times this level right here could get retested. Okay? And it's not an exact science, but these are just things that I pick up over the years, kind of recognizing chart patterns by doing this every day. No exact science, of course. You got to recognize that it's not perfect, but you can improve your odds by looking at some of these things here and understanding past patterns of behavior. So when we kind of look at this situation here that we're in right now for Avalanche, we want to look at a few key factors. So first things first, moving averages were above the 20-day SMA. That's still a good sign. When it comes to the RSIs, this is a little bit different. We can see our stochastic is swinging down pretty hard. Solana's exuding the same behavior. In fact, just to clarify, most coins right now are looking the exact same. They're all pulling back, even Crow coin. They're just raking back the last 12 to 24 hours. And a lot of that comes with Bitcoin dominance being up. I know it may not seem like a lot, but the price of Bitcoin's gone down and Bitcoin dominance has gone up. Alts are going to bleed out. It's really just the way it goes. So again, it's just a standard rinse and repeat situation. I don't think it's a terrible scenario, all things considered. This coin is still very strong. So don't think that it's Avalanche, it's in itself doing this. It's just kind of the whole market, okay? That said, we want to identify some key level supports and resistances. So based on recent fibs here, we can kind of see that 0.5 might be the next bouncing point, about roughly $30. That would make sense considering we got liquidation all the way down to about 30. So a lot of times they'll sweep that lower level liquidation and pull the price back up. So we could see something along these lines here where the price continues lower. Okay. Again, until we establish higher highs, we got to presume it's going to continue lower. We actually do not know yet that this is even a massive dip. This could just be the next leg down before the next leg up, right? But if you take a look at Elliott Wave here, there's a decent chance that this is the highest point that we will see potentially in the $20 range, upper 20s, as a possible reality. We'll look at that again in the morning to reevaluate. I don't think we need to set our targets on that just yet specifically. I would say $30 would be our tentative support level based on fib and liquidation. But yeah, to put it nicely here, these are not great signs, but it's not terrible either. We can see money flow index is still staying pretty high. And then RSI is coming back down to 70. If we don't get that bounce, we could see the price continue lower. Okay. All right, so just some things to kind of be mindful of. This is another thing too as well. The MACD is diverging It's not fully diverged yet. We could very well see a MACD-FU where the price just bounces off like it never happened. That does happen quite frequently in these bullish trends, but once more, I would not expect that based on the fact that we are overextended in a lot of different ways. Not only just because I talked about this earlier, we're hitting a 9 on 2 sequential on multiple time frames, but also just the fact that everything's kind of pulling back and Bitcoin dominance is going up when the price of Bitcoin is going down. That's a recipe for disaster. Okay, so again, I want to specify disaster isn't fully in process or engaged, if you will. That's probably not the right word for it, honestly. It's not truly a disaster. It's just a recipe for potential problems, and we're not. I think we have further downside. Is just my speculation here. Take a look at the hourly. Let's just quickly confirm with Ichimoku, kind of see where we're at, because this really is the confirming factor for me. Lagging span is intersecting with the price action, soon too anyways. I don't see the price recovering immediately. Conversion line still barely above the baseline, but almost soon to intersect. So technically we still have 3 out of 3 indications that a long position is okay, but unless the price goes like this, right now, those windows of opportunities are going to be closing soon. Yeah, so again, just a consideration to consider. I would recommend maybe just trimming some of your positions, right? There's nothing wrong with a small closure of, a percentage of your total trade, right? And what we do too, just to keep you in mind, with these kind of trades here, for example, both scalping and our traditional swing trades. When I take these trades, they have multiple profit targets, right? That's why you see that keep stacking up. And what we do is we take profit roughly 60, 70, 80% of the first target, and then the rest continue to add up, right? So if you do one thing for yourself, do at least set two profit targets. First one should be more than half. That way, if the price comes back to break even, which you should adjust your stop loss to, then you get stopped out, you still walk away in the green. Okay, there's strategies of staying successful in the market. Having a high conversion rate, I can speak to the fact that that is an easy thing to accomplish, right? And again, risk tolerance is also difficult. So you got to kind of pick your battles, but I just recommend that. Anyways, what I'm getting at here is this window of opportunity is closing while we're still above the cloud. The price could very well just ramp back up. Why not secure profits while you can? Because there's a great chance. I mean, I would bet 90% of people that are in a trade right now with Avalanche are in the green, just because of how much it's gone up. I mean, unless you bought the top here at $34, you should be in pretty good shape right now. Okay, and if you bought the top, maybe consider trimming your position, selling portion of it as it comes down. So if it comes back up, you can recover some cost. Okay, you can kind of do the inverse there as well. Anyways, that's kind of where we're at here so far for Avalanche. Again, most timeframes are kind of recommending that we're at the highest point for Elliott Wave, and obviously that we are going to establish a likelihood of lower lows and lower highs for the immediate time being. It may not be massive, may not be major, but if Bitcoin continues to pull back, we can expect something similar. This little wick down caused a massive disturbance in the market. AVAX is still up on the day, but that's just because it did really well today. All right, folks. I hope that made sense. Last thing that's extremely important too, if you're struggling with KYC or VPN requirements, use this exchange. Use my link for some significant benefit rewards through Bitunix. Phenomenal exchange. They treat my members very well. We actually have a representative in our community here. If you want some walkthroughs and some understanding how to set multiple profit targets and or trailing stop losses, those are all things that are features within that exchange. Highly recommend it. All right. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.